Oh, okay. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Let me get off the phone. My Boost mobile phone. Oh, it's the first word problem. At any rate, we're going to talk about some word problems and how do we convert them into a linear equation or a linear function in slope-intercept form that is useful to us so that we're able to make sense out of it for ourselves. So if I look at the first one, and I'll jump then to the note page, but Xander is a salesperson at Boost Mobile. He makes $50 per day and is paid $25 in commission for every phone he sells. And when they give this, it's saying write it in terms of P, or write the equation for P in terms of X. All we're saying with that is we want to write this as something P equals something X. Try to make that a little clearer. There we go. P equals something X plus or minus something else. So when I go back to this initial page and I say he makes $50 per day, basically we were looking for two things. What's the slope and what's the y-intercept? So the slope is going to be a change. We're going to look for keywords like per will be a keyword. This is a constant, the B value. It's a one-time charge or fee a lot of times. So when I'm going back here and saying it's $50 per day and a $25 commission for every phone he sells, this one's a little tricky because the per day, and I'm going to change this, I don't remember what the words were, each day. So we're trying to find out what he makes each day. These sometimes are a little tricky because this is the one-time fee. Every day he makes $50. That is dependent on nothing else. What depends on it is he gets $25 of commission for every phone he sells. That is what our slope is. Okay. So this is even though it says per day, that's you only work one time a day. So no matter what he shows up to work, he gets $50 per day. That's the one-time part of it. Then when we go back to it, it's $25 in this case per phone that he sells. Now the P was just saying like how much does he get paid? And we're saying X is the amount of phones. That's the part. We don't know how many phones. We're not going to say 20 phones. We don't know for sure. We're just trying to come up with a general equation in that slope intercept of y equals mx plus b. You could use other ones besides y, and that's exactly what we did in this case here. Okay. So when we look at the second one, it says Andrea gets a job out of college that guarantees a raise of $3,000 every year and has a starting salary of $50,000. So this one we want to write in terms of S and N. So her salary is this in terms of N years that she is working for. So when I'm looking at, all right, what's the one time, or in this case, the starting, that's a good one to look for. The starting value here is her $50,000 that she makes to start off with. Then, instead of per or each here, their clue kind of is every year. Every year, she's making an additional, I forgot already, $3,000. So that, in this case, is our slope. That's the per year. It's dependent on the number of years she works. She's no matter what, getting 3,000, 3,000, 3,000 every year. Okay, so when I'm looking to plug in, I have 3,000. In this case, they said to use N plus our constant of $50,000. Okay, and I'm purposely using other letters because that's what they use on Delta Math. They're going to have you use other letters, not just X and Y, and they try to make it mean things like S is the salary, N is the number of years you have worked. Okay. So for the third example I have here, Jacob with a K is signing up for a music site where he pays 50 cents per download after an initial $20 sign-up fee. This one they want us to write in terms of C, or an equation using C equals D for the number of downloads or songs that he is purchasing. So we kind of had those key here, and they jump out. They're the numbers, 50 cents and $20. Well, which one is the one-time, or in this case, initial fee? That's the, whoops, I don't think it was 50 now that I wrote it down, $20. My apologies. So we're saying that that was $20. The per was 50 cents per download. So with this, they wanted us to use the letter D. And there we go. Sometimes people will say, can I write it as Y? Well, it's not going to give you on Delta Math the right answer with it. But sometimes people will start it with that and say, okay, Y equals 0.5x plus 20. I know that's my slope. That's my Y-intercept. Then I could just replace and say, oh, they wanted C for cost equals 0.05 times D plus 20. Okay, so this one is just going to be, we're going to do 2 days of practice on it. So we're going to get a lot of practice of how can I turn these into an equation based off the word. So you're looking for per and every for slope. The one time, even though it's like every day for that first one, it's one time per day you're getting paid $50, or each day is one time $50 on that one. Here it was one time. You start at 50,000. The part that changes is 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Okay. Then in this last one, $20 was your one-time fee. Then you paid 50 cents after that for each download. Okay. So there's no hard and fast, like this rule always applies. These words always mean that. This is the difference between calculators and your brain. You got to take a second and think through each one of those as we do them. Okay. Have a great day.